Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Hello. Welcome back to our channel.
Yes.
Or welcome. My name is Chris Olsen.
I'm Ian Paget.
You may have seen us before on TikTok. You may have seen us before on Instagram. You may have seen us right here on YouTube. And if you haven't seen us yet, we're so happy you're here.
Yes, we are.
You know, I'm looking in the center more. If we remember last week's video.
It might be easier if you talk to the audience, babe, and not look at yourself when you're talking.
You actually always look at yourself when you're talking.
Yeah, because it's right there, but I'm I'm really focusing. I know that I do that.
You're telling me. You're so annoying. I'm looking right there. Though I do still like look down and then occasionally just check back up there. It's like going back and forth, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how it works. Today we're going to be returning to something that we used to do on like many of our first dates. Do you remember this?
Kind of.
Kind of?
We would do the 100 questions to ask on a first date thing.
Yes, but we did that multiple times, many a time.
Right.
Because we would just want to like keep learning about each other, and a lot of these questions are like the random things that you wouldn't always think to ask right away, but we dove right in. So I ended up learning a lot of weird facts about him very early on.
Yeah, I do remember this.
Yeah.
They're helpful. Those are fun questions to ask.
Yeah, we would do it like in these places in LA when I would come and visit you. I think it may have first started in New York when we maybe like went on a date there. One of our first dates there.
Yeah.
At Jacob's Pickles.
Oh my God. Upper West Side.
Upper West Side in New York. If you haven't been there before, you should go.
It's
really good food. So we are going to do some of those questions together now. But I found a new one. From Oprah, okay? And if it's from Oprah, you know it's pretty good. Well, it's from Oprah Daily, and it's called 100 Thought-Provoking Questions for Couples. We're probably not gonna have time for 100 of them, but we're gonna see where this goes and see what we learn about each other and see what you learn about us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's see.
Who was your first crush and what were they like?
Oh my God. Oh, I know there was probably like a first crush when I was like younger, but I don't even remember. So I'm gonna go with my first crush in high school. His name was Joseph, and he's now one of my best friends.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is new information for me. Wow.
Yeah, so random. What is he like? He is oh my God, how to describe Joey?
Eclectic.
Oh, that's not the word I would have used.
Maybe I actually don't know the full definition of that word, so maybe I'm using it incorrectly.
Oh.
But that word does come to mind.
Gotcha. Yeah, just super handsome, cute little boy, and well, now he's a man, but yeah.
But he does give off boyish 30 vibes.
Yeah.
You know?
He's a youthful looking guy.
If you looked at this man, you would definitely not be like you're 34. You know what I mean?
No, totally.
And you're seeing him today.
Oh yeah, I'm about to go hang out with him today.
In a few minutes.
Yeah.
My first crush, I also probably don't think this was my first crush, but my family used to go to a 3-day religious family retreat every summer.
Wow.
Yeah. It was called Camp Maria. It was somewhere in Maryland, and we used to go with like most of the other families that we were friends with, and we would all stay in cabins, and there was like church every day. There was kids group every day where we would watch VeggieTales.
Wow.
As I think most of you would know VeggieTales. And we would all have lunch together. It was very, like, looking back on it, little cultish, very interesting that I went to like a literal religious retreat early on in life. Because now I don't really consider myself very religious, more spiritual. And one of the like counselors there, or I guess just one of the older kids who helped out with like the younger kids, I just remember I really liked that counselor. I think I like cried when I left just because I realized I wouldn't see him again for a while. And I was just like, I must just think this is like such a great guy and it's someone to look up to. But looking back on it now, I'm like, oh, I had a crush on this man.
Yeah.
As like a 12-year-old, and I think he was like a 16-year-old. So it was like the older man I can't have, but I was also 12, and that's a straight man.
Layered.
I think his name was Alex or something. You know?
Yeah.
Just like a white guy.
Oh, okay.
White guy name. Can you describe what your first heartbreak was like?
Oh my God, it was awful. I remembered like I felt kind of blindsided by it, and it was such a like shot to my ego. And I remembered like I couldn't be alone. I got very, very anxious like in my body, and like felt like I couldn't be inside. I had to like go for a walk. I think either like that first day or for 2 nights, I had to sleep with my roommate because I just like needed to feel like comfort.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, kind of just like turned my whole like life upside down for a hot second. And then I came out of that like a lot more conscious. You know, breakups happen. They feel like the worst thing in the moment, but then some really great things came from it. And like I grew a lot stronger knowing myself and learning some things about myself. And that whole experience taught me a few things that I would not have learned unless I had that experience.
And then years later, we met.
Yes, we did.
And we're together. Mine, I think it must have been like a high school heartbreak. And I do remember it just being like, you really just don't want to be alone. You need friends around to like help you do things. Mm-hmm. This wasn't my first one, but like the heartbreak of the boyfriend I had in college, I just really had to like hang out with my friends. I slept in my friend's room in her dorm because we were still in the dorms. This was freshman year. She had an extra bed. I slept in that extra bed for the week and just like spent so much time around other people. You feel separated. You feel like a part of you that was really being welded together was just like shed or like ripped off. It needs time to heal. If you get like a cut, you need time to slowly heal it. For the first few days, it's the most tender and you need to like really tend and make sure everything's okay. And I think the way to do that is like connection.
Yeah.
And so that was like my thing. What's something you used to believe about relationships, but no longer do?
I used to think that they weren't meant for me, that I wasn't meant to be in them, like that they just like weren't my thing. And now I don't see it so much like that. I think I just used to be like really opposed to being committed and tied down. Now I don't think that anymore.
I think I used to think everything was just supposed to be like perfect all the time, and it's just supposed to be like super easy every day with your significant other, and kind of like you just happen to align on literally every aspect of things that go on. But I think I slowly realized, not just through my own relationship, but through my friends' relationships, that like there are so many different life experiences that everyone has. So with these different life experiences, putting them together, it is never going to be unbelievably seamless. And I think like the honeymoon phase can just hide that for a really long time, because you're just like, oh, we're so in love, and like I don't care, I love the differences, but sometimes they can just rub in a little bit of a different way as time goes on and you become more honest with each other. And I think I actually have realized through therapy especially that like the hard moments in your relationship end up bringing the best moments, because after you get through a hard one, you usually feel so much more connected than you did before, and it's so much more like symbiotic after a while, because you've been through these like fights. And I think my therapist described it the best is that like a fight is actually just the most honest conversation you're having with your significant other, so that it like by default is one of the best conversations that you have. It's just one of the hardest, because a lot of things that were being held up before are just being taken down to reveal your honest feelings to each other. And that's not easy for anyone to do. Years into relationships, I feel like that's tough to do. I know like marriages that have gone on for years and years and years, and those conversations still happen because people are still human and we're all going through things at different times.
Yeah.
You know?
Very true.
Was there an embarrassing fashion moment in your adolescence?
First thing that comes to mind, I mean, my adolescence, I was a late bloomer when it came to like style and grooming and just like overall aesthetic. I used to wear, they were called Jinko jeans, and I had them in like this like maroonish red color, and I think I bought them at like Pacific Sunwear. But I would wear that, and like I had like the silver ball chain necklace thing. I went through like a very like rocker sort of vibe, because I just didn't know what else to do. And it was also like, I liked it. There was something about it, like pants felt really dramatic. I listened to like Korn, Limp Bizkit. But yeah, that was a time that I would say was like a little awkward, for sure.
You wouldn't wear those again?
I mean, now it would probably be different, but like I'm also not the tallest person on the planet. They probably wouldn't do so good for like my proportions. But yeah, I would totally wear them again.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. I used to wear plaid shorts that passed my knees and like a polo. And this was when I was in like 6th grade, and I would wear these aviators that were too big for my head. And I had a bowl cut.
Wow, yeah. I think everyone went through that phase for sure.
Overall, not a very good look for me. What do you find sexiest about me?
I would say, like, can I say like your body?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Is there a specific?
Yeah, I would say like your legs and your butt.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I would say, which I have said this in videos before, just pointing them out randomly, not saying this is the sexiest part, but like his arms.
Oh.
His arms. Look at those arms and that face. Look at that face. And the facial hair, because the facial hair is always really good. You always keep it up so well.
Oh.
And your skin, he like never gets acne. Those skin imperfections are beautiful because, you know. Thank you for watching this week's video. We hope to see you on the next one.
We hope you learned a couple things, because I certainly learned a couple things.
Yes, ask us any questions you wish we had asked each other below, and maybe we'll get to answering them. And remember to focus
on
your
blooming.
Bye.
See you on the next one.